Good day, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Goodluck Bulus, and with me here is
Claudia Chai.
Abiyokume Mesoma.
here from Premier Academy to propose the motion that Nigeria should stop oil exploration and focus on renewable energy. The Nigerian oil sector has been the most produced revenue department in the country. Nigeria as a country has depended on it for a very long time, and without a doubt, oil exploration in Nigeria has significantly contributed to the country's economic development. It serves as the backbone of Nigeria's economy, providing substantial government revenue and foreign exchange. The industry has created jobs directly in the oil sector and indirectly in supporting services. Additionally, oil exploration has contributed to the development of infrastructures such as roads, ports, and power facilities in many regions. Through these avenues, oil exploration has played a central role in shaping Nigeria's industrial and economic landscape. But we can also emphasize on the negative effects this resource that has been explored for many years has brought to the society. With the non-stop conflict in oil producing states, environmental hazards like air pollution, water pollution, and land pollution, corruption of our leaders as they explore money from this oil sector, leading to improper channel of money generated. Health hazards which arise from the inhalation of these chemicals. Natural resources is supposed to be a blessing, not a resource that inflicts pain to the society. That is why I stand here today to propose the motion that Nigeria should stop oil exploration and focus on renewable energy, as renewable energy brings a more cleaner, safe product that can be consumed every day without inflicting disasters. Nigeria should greatly focus on renewable energy as is the future of all anticipated and hoped for. Firstly, let's talk about economic diversification and stability. Oil exploration in Nigeria has played a crucial role in promoting economic stability and offering a platform for potential diversification. The vast revenue generated from oil has provided the government with the financial strength to stabilize the economy in periods of volatility. When managed effectively, the steady inflow of capital allows the government to invest in other sectors such as the agricultural sector, manufacturing, and infrastructure, creating the foundation for a diversified economy. However, overdependence on oil has made Nigeria vulnerable and exposed to significant economic risk. Global fluctuations in oil prices can lead to revenue shortfalls, price deficits, and economic crises, as seen in past years when oil prices plummeted. This dependence has often led to neglect of critical sectors, weakening the broader economic base. Moreover, oil exploration has contributed to the environmental degradation, especially in the Niger Delta, resulting in long-term social and economic damage to local communities. Renewable energy offers a path to correcting this imbalance. Investing in solar, wind, and hydroelectric power can reduce Nigeria's dependency on fossil fuels and promote sustainable development. These alternatives not only provide cleaner energy, but also have the potential to create jobs, attract new investments, and extend energy access to rural areas. In the long term, shifting our focus towards renewable energy will help diversify Nigeria's energy mix, protect the environment, and build a more resilient and inclusive economy. Secondly, let's talk about environmental sustainability. Oil exploration, by its very nature, is fundamentally at odds with environmental sustainability. The process of extracting, transporting, and refining crude oil leads to severe environmental degradation. Frequent oil spills contaminate rivers and farmlands, rendering them unusable for agriculture and fishing, which are the two key sources of livelihood for local communities. Gas flaring and other common practices release large amounts of carbon dioxide and other harmful substances into the atmosphere, which contribute to the air pollution and climate change we have today. Additionally, the infrastructure required for oil exploration often results in deforestation and the destruction of fragile ecosystems. These impacts are long-lasting and difficult to reverse, undermining any prospects for sustainable environment. In contrast, renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and hydropower offer a path that is far more aligned with environmental sustainability. These technologies generate energy without depleting natural resources or emitting greenhouse gases. Solar panels and wind turbines, for example, produce electricity with virtually no environmental footprint once installed. Unlike oil, the renewable energy systems can be developed and deployed in a way that preserves ecosystems and reduces dependency on harmful extraction practices. Moreover, renewable energy supports global efforts to combat climate change by reducing carbon emission, a key contributor to global warming. It also minimizes pollution, helps conserve water resources, and reduces reliance on non-renewable, environmentally damaging fossil fuels. By transitioning to renewable energy, Nigeria can begin to repair its environment, reduce health risks associated with pollution, and build a more sustainable future that prioritizes ecological balance and long-term resilience. Thank you.
In addition to what my co-debater has said, I'd like to talk about how oil production has affected job creation and local development in Nigeria. Oil production has undeniably contributed to massive job creation in Nigeria, from upstream exploration to downstream refining and distribution. The oil and gas sector has provided thousands of jobs directly and millions more indirectly through logistics, catering, construction, and other support services. Beyond employment, oil production has boosted local development in host communities. Through corporate social responsibility programs, all companies have built schools, roads, health centers, and offered scholarships to local youth. However, despite these benefits, disadvantages are alarming. The employment it provides is limited to a small percentage of the population, and most of the jobs are short-term and highly technical, often filled by experts and outsiders. Unemployment remains high, especially among the youth. Oil production is also a capital-intensive industry that relies heavily on machines and technology, not manpower. This limits the number of jobs it creates relative to the wealth it generates. Furthermore, Nigerians' focus on oil production has shifted attention from other job-creating sectors like agriculture, manufacturing, and renewable energy. This oil dependence has stifled the economic growth needed for nationwide employment. So, what's the way forward? Renewable energy. Renewable energy offers a cleaner, more inclusive, and sustainable alternative. Unlike oil, solar, wind, and biomass energy can be harnessed in every region in Nigeria, not just oil-rich south. This means more decentralized job opportunities, especially in local communities. Solar power, for instance, has already begun creating new jobs in panel installation, manufacturing, maintenance, and energy entrepreneurship. Solar mini-grids and off-grid systems are bringing energy directly to remote communities and boosting small businesses. Now, let's talk about energy access and security. For decades, oil production has been the cornerstone of Nigeria's energy system. It's used to power industries, fuel vehicles, and generate revenues needed for national infrastructure. Oil production has also enabled the supply of petroleum products like petrol, diesel, and kerosene, which millions rely on for transportation, cooking, and backup power. However, despite these advantages, oil production has also undermined energy access and security. Despite being a major oil producer, over 90 million Nigerians still lack access to reliable electricity. The wealth from oil has not translated to widespread energy access for ordinary Nigerians. Even with solar-based power plants, Nigerians still suffer from chronic power outages, forcing homes and businesses to rely on polluting and expensive generators, not true energy security. Even worse, Nigerians' dependence on oil has marked a painful reality. We still import most of our petroleum products due to underperforming refineries. This makes us vulnerable to foreign price shocks and supply chain disruptions. Solar mini-grids, solar home systems, and off-grid solutions are bringing power directly to rural and remote communities that oil-based systems have ignored for decades. With renewables, Nigeria can generate energy locally and sustainably, reducing reliance on fuel imports and insulating the economy from global price fluctuations.
In addition to what my co-debaters have said, I'm here to speak about global transition and investment opportunities. Oil exploration in Nigeria has historically positioned the country as a key player in the global energy landscape. As a major oil exporter and a member of OPEC, Nigeria has attracted significant foreign investments and maintained strategic relationships with global powers. This involvement has brought in capital, technology, and infrastructure development, helping Nigeria to participate in the global energy economy. Oil wealth has also allowed the country to influence global energy discussions and policies, especially those related to supply and pricing. However, the global energy landscape is shifting. The world is moving away from fossil fuels to more sustainable alternatives in response to climate change and environmental concerns. While exploration helped Nigeria gain global relevance, continued reliance on oil risk leaving the country behind in this transition. international investors are now increasingly divesting from fossil fuels and turning their funds into renewable energy projects. Major economies are adopting net zero emission targets, and financial institutions are now tightening lending policies on oil based projects, creating uncertainty and reducing long term viability for oil dependent economies. In this new context, renewable energy therefore offers Nigeria a far more promising and future oriented path. Transitioning to clean energy not only aligns with global environment goals, but also opens up vast opportunities for international investment, innovations, and trade. Renewable energy projects are now drawing billions in global capital from both public and private sources, particularly in emerging markets like Africa. By embracing solar, wind, and other green technologies, Nigeria can attract these investments, create new industries, and become a leader in Africa's energy transition. Moreover, participating in the global green economy strengthens Nigeria's position in international climate negotiation, trade deals, and development partnerships. It also ensures long-term economic stability by reducing vulnerability to the price fluctuation and political dynamics of the global oil markets. In this way, while oil exploration once gave Nigeria a seat at the global energy table, renewable energy offers a stronger, more suitable position for the future, one grounded in innovation, resilience, and shared global responsibility.
In conclusion, oil exploration was once seen as golden key to Nigeria's future by creating jobs, providing substantial government revenue, and foreign exchange. But beneath these benefits lie a deeper truth that has given us a false sense of belief while destroying our economy and environment. Investing in renewable energy like solar, wind, hydro, and biomass, which offer a decentralized approach to energy supply and can reduce Nigeria's dependence on fossil fuels. It facilitates sustainable development through economic diversification and stability, environmental sustainability, job creation, and security in our country and global transition and investment opportunities. Therefore, renewable energy has proven beyond reasonable doubt to be the only surviving hope of Nigerian future energy. Thank you.
Good day, members. Panel of impartial judges, accurate timekeepers, honorable guests, amiable audience, and my fellow debaters. I bear the name Hagude from Government Day Secondary School, State 2, and I'm honored to be speaking to you today. I stand here today to firmly oppose the motion that Nigeria should stop oil exploration and focus on renewable energy. Now, many today bear the perception and misconception, as we say, that oil exploration has the capacity to bring about dangerous circumstances. Now, while this may be true, I would like to outline the fact that an abrupt switch to renewable energy will not only bring about job losses, but it could bring about a dangerous rift in our sustainable Nigerian economy as a whole. Now, with this, I would like to give the definition of two key terms here: oil exploration and renewable energy. Oil exploration encompasses the methods and processes involved in the location of potential sites for oil and gas drilling or extraction. Renewable energy. Renewable energy is energy gotten from natural sources that are replenished at higher rates than they are consumed. Now, I lay my points. Firstly, economic dependence. Oil revenue is a significant source of income to the Nigerian economy. According to statistics, oil revenue accounts for 70% of government revenue and 95% of foreign exchange gains. So an abrupt halt to the exploration of oil could have severe economic consequences. And bear it in mind that energy is expended on all activities. Again, the transition to renewable energy. The transition to renewable energy requires significant infrastructural development and investments, which may take time and resources. And bear it in mind that energy is expended on almost all activities. And an energy shortage could lead to mismanagement of resources and shortage and loss of productivity. Thank you.
Standing on the already existing protocol, I am Karen Shakira Olabisi. Millions of people depend on oil for jobs. The oil and gas sector directly employs over 65,000 people and support millions more through indirect jobs like supply, transportation, and maintenance. Suddenly stopping oil exploration would lead to massive unemployment, poverty, and social problems. Renewable energy is not yet ready to absorb such a large workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to tell you that countries like China, United States, and Germany, leaders in renewable energy, still depend on oil for transportation and defense. So why should Nigeria suddenly rush to stop oil exploration and focus on renewable energy? Moreover, millions of people depend on oil for jobs. The oil and gas sector directly employs over 65,000 people and support millions more through indirect jobs like supply, maintenance, and transportation. Renewable energy is not yet ready to absorb such a large workforce, and besides, suddenly stopping oil exploration will cause massive unemployment, poverty, and social problems. Furthermore, Nigeria lacks the full infrastructure for full renewable energy. Nigeria still produces 25% less than Nigeria's total electricity needs. Many rural areas do not even have access to wind and solar energy.
Depending on the existing communities and doing from government secondary schools also. Ladies and gentlemen, most of the equipment required for harnessing these renewable energy sources are very expensive to source, manufacture, and maintain, as most wind turbines end up failing for most of their runtime and hence require cost more to maintain than the energy that they actually provide. So do we really want to put our nation at a loss by investing so much in renewable energy sources that might not later end up getting maintained? We should do what we can cost and not just jump straight into an endeavor that we cannot efficiently sustain. It's like Nigeria jumping headfirst into something that they can begin but cannot continue or talk less end. So we should consciously think about this before we making any form of decision. To be better if we can maintain a hybrid energy source and use oil along with renewable energy sources.
In conclusion, I would like you to note that a gradual and well-planned approach is possibly a more feasible approach than an urgent halt. So basically, we should give time to Nigeria to be able to diversify its economy and be able to balance renewable energy with oil exploration, which is probably a more feasible approach. Thank you.